Whenever you work on a project with other people, whether it's large or small, it's always best to have some sort of way to track all the progress and where things are at, right? Makes sense. And so I thought it would be at least somewhat beneficial to share what I would utilize as a bare bones template for a film project. Now, obviously this is geared towards a film project, but the methodology can be extracted to anything, whether you're coding something, whether you're creating a website, a product, doesn't matter. And in fact, there's services out there, like if you want to really get specific with this, that are out there, their sole purpose is to help you with this. For example, Monday.com is one of those. Now, that's just one of many. I'm not sponsored by them. The first one that comes to mind for me. But here, what I have, that if you're watching the video that you can see, is just a 4-column spreadsheet, right? And, for a film project, we deal with things in terms of time code, okay? So, the runtime of the movie and where it's at, right? So that's column 1 that I have. So that way people know exactly where things are at, what needs to be addressed where. Then I'll have, the note. What is the thing that we're trying to address? Then the next column is the status. Is this being worked on? Is it not? Can it be fixed? Can it not be fixed? Whatever else. And then finally, is it approved? So let's say the status is like, hey, did it, need somebody to check it, blah, blah, blah. Then you have one for approved. And this is just the bare bones to streamline this. Now, this is assuming that it's very simple, but of course you can create any columns you want. Like if we were doing this, I would never ultimately, like in a movie, combine VFX notes with sound design notes, with color correction notes. I would keep all those things separate. Hence why, there isn't a column specifically like, who the department it's for. But, theoretically, if it works for you, you could totally do that. Again, there's no right or wrong ultimately, but the idea is that you want to know what is the note, or what is the action item? What's the status of it? And then once it's finally done, is it approved or not? Because sometimes, things can be quote unquote fixed, done, but you want the ultimate sign off. You want like a QC for it, quality check to make sure that it's approved and good to go. And that's it, right? Like it can really be as simple as this. And I think too many times we overcomplicate it. So whatever works for you. Another column, just to kind of continue giving you a little bit more specificity is if you're working with a fuller team, then who's it assigned to? Who's responsible for that? Yada, yada, right? So, but it can just be as simple as a spreadsheet and it gets the job done, right? A lot of times, we think that we have to spend all this money to streamline various things, and you don't. Sometimes I find myself actually that the simplest and cheapest way is the seemingly most boring way through like Google Docs or something like that. It gets the job done. I hope that helps you. And if you have any questions, as always, please ask away. I'll be happy to answer. Hope to see you next time.